Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. And roaming the sideline for tonight's game, our Allie LaForce. For the Denver Nuggets, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Celtics. Murray, good. What a matchup we have tonight, Greg, in the front court. I know everyone, you and I included, have been waiting for this one.
And when you got two of the best bigs in the league going at it tonight, it's must-see TV. I can't wait to call this one down.
Here's Johnson. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Well, unselfish play by Anthony Edwards. Teammate is wide open. He puts it right where it needs to be.
And Jokic wide open. He shoots. Carries it from three-point range.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Johnson attacking. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Murray. Down low. And Jokic throws it down.
Oh, Jokic with attitude there. Love it.
And never Greg an all-star, but he is a star. Jamal Murray can flat out play.
And he's had his hurdles to overcome with injury over the years, but he's never one to shrink from a challenge. And he remains a prolific shot creator.
Aaron Gordon showing he can jump out of the gym. How about that alley-oop?
Screen by Siakam. Back to Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Johnson's got 8 points.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start.
To the paint. Here's Jokic. And Jokic throws it down hard. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Washington's shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. And Johnson drops them both.
This guy is such a professional, right? Goes about his business in a highly consistent way.
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thank you. Nikola Jokic is a family man through and through. He said, quote, "Basketball is not the main thing in my life and probably never will be. And to be honest, I like it because I have something more at home, something that's more important than basketball." Back to you.
Some good perspective. Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. Washington with the ball after the Nuggets pick up 2. Here's Johnson. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
To the middle. It's stolen by Watson. Now, Jokic. 9 points in the game so far. Rejected by Gasol. Johnson outside. Here's the 3. Rebound by the Nuggets. Here's Jokic. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Gordon. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Well, the size is there, but the vertical is what really is eye-popping with Aaron Gordon.
And then Johnson with the dunk. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Now, here's Jokic. Watson the screen. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And how about last season? Made about 79% of his attempts, so those are really quality numbers.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Gasol. Here's Feibel. Outside Edwards. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
There is so much to love about Anthony Edwards. He is one of the most skilled young basketball players in the league, but he also happens to be quite charismatic.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that
Maybe. Jokic with the bucket. Jokic has got 12 points in the game.
So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You gotta love it.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
Plenty of offense in this. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Nuggets?
Straight away, they've opened things up offensively with skillful passing, running smart plays, and just setting guys up for success.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
Johnson, good.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Buries the long-range jumper. Kennard's got the lead up to 2 now for the Nuggets.
Well, this is how Luke Kennard made his way to the NBA. The knockdown three. Good night.
Johnson attacking. Here's Davis. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. And over 3 years in high school, Anthony Davis shot up from being 6'2" to 6'10". But, Greg, he brought those guard skills with him.
And, Kevin, that transformation as a pro also significant. Adding over 30 pounds to his frame. And with his wingspan over 7'5", he is a physical presence.
For three, Edwards. Good on the three-point shot. Edwards got his second bucket of the night.
Edwards, such an explosive scorer. You don't want to concede that three-point shot. Boy, that's going to make him feel good.
Here's Brown. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Edwards looking it over. Another one falls for Washington.
Well, in pick and roll action, Anthony Edwards is thinking score first. Good decision right there.
Not loose. It's stolen by Feibel. And a wide open look for Siakam. And the Wizards hit again from deep. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Washington.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
And boy, have they...
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Now the Wizards with it. They're on a 14-5 run here. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Now, here's Kennard. And it's Vucevic missing.
I'm shocked that it didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Here's Davis. And finished off by Davis.
And phenomenal movement in that pick and roll. Davis has a sense for where to move after setting that screen.
And a deep three from Kennard. An absolute bomb from three-point range. And teams are always looking for positional size. Doris, where is that most valuable?
If you look across the league today, Kevin, it's at every single position. Size and skill as a combination is very tough to beat, and teams are getting bigger and more skilled across positions now.
Here's Brown. Following the bucket by the Wizards. 5 to shoot. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Out to the right wing. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Washington basketball.
Wizards leading by 9. In the corner, Bull with it. Outside for Davis. Jacks up a 3. Carrington, that's good. Carrington's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Pass to Fall. .36 seconds left to play here in the half. Rebound by the Wizards. Davis up top. Here's Carrington. Davis sets a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Carrington. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Carrington's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Wizards. And so it's the Washington Wizards finding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. We've got more in store for you right after this. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Outside Gasol. And Peyton Watson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team.
Here's Johnson. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Pass to Gasol. And Gasol slams it in.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Hardaway with a wide open look. No good on the 3. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Wizards. Outside, Gasol. Pass to Siakam. Fires the 3. And Jokic with the rebound. The Nuggets trail by 17. And despite all the accolades, GA, is it possible that Pascal Siakam is underrated?
Absolutely. Spicy P is one of the best two-way players in the league. Exceptionally versatile, and his impact goes beyond his impressive stat line.
Here's Gasol, following the basket by Jokic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Edwards. Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
Pass to Jokic. Jokic floats it up and in.
Boy, as strong as he's been, they're going to need him to continue shouldering the load to try to break through.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Back to Siakam. Screen by Siakam. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
Boy, that is tough defense. Exactly how you want to play him.
Jokic.
Capable of being a very potent scorer. Jokic certainly has looked focused so far in this one.
Gasol on the high post. 18 feet out. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Gasol's got 4 this quarter.
Oh, beautiful pass. My goodness.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. The Nuggets trail by 15. Here's Dinwiddie. Good D by Gasol.
Oh, he had all the room he needed, just failed to convert it.
Johnson with it. Now guarded by Vucevic. And here's Edwards from the arc. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%. Inside, here's Fall. A rebound by Gasol. And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Wizards leading by 18. Screen by Bol. To the inside. And the dunk by Bol.
That's just too easy for Bol. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Brown's shot is off.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Of the big men in the league, Doris, Anthony Davis, to me at least, has always been among the best one-on-one scorers.
Well, that's because, Kevin, he is a 3-level scorer. He can be a lob threat. You can put him on the box or at the elbows. You're going to have to draw a second defender if he's on the face-up because he can't get guarded one-on-one.
Now here is Harris. Outs one up. Johnson with some nice D.
Boy, he had a clear look at it. Ooh, you hate to miss chippies like that.
Kennard for 3. Rebound, Washington.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Oh, Bub Carrington doing a little bit of everything out there. Right now, moving the basketball.
Here's Brown. Nothing on the board. Will it go? And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
44 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Brown. Basket counts.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity. Boy, you give this guy a half-decent look from distance, and he's going to make you pay.
To the paint. It's stolen by Harris. On the wing, Carrington. Pass to Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And we've seen this movie before. Davis moves with authority and attacks the rim.
Here's Brown. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. That one misses. And so it's the Washington Wizards holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And here's Denver. Kennard on the wing. And for a lot of rebound teams, Doris, toward the tail end of the regular season, not much incentive to win.
Right. The thought process for teams in this position is about which draft selection am I going to get? Where am I going to be positioned in the lottery? Quite often, Kevin, any player that's had too much success on a roster like this has been moved away from the team. They've either traded them or cut them.
Fall can't hit.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
A putback, and Vucevic pulls it down. And here's Denver. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip. Here's Brown. Rebound by the Wizards. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. Good on the triple. Edwards got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Washington.
This guy has been a key to their success tonight. He's been selective and efficient.
Here's Fall. And again, Denver no good.
Boy, this has not been his night. The effort's certainly there, but he looks disjointed.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard. Well, listen, I like the bucket, but defensively, you've got to be better.
And here's Johnson outside. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
On the wing, Johnson. Here's Fall. He can't hit that time. Fires from 18. And Washington again with the bucket.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead. Boy, how about the timing, the delivery? That is exactly how you set a teammate up.
Pass to Gasol. And the layup Fall.
And, you know, we may see Gasol all over the court, but he's still best inside. Has an array of post moves, plus a beautiful touch.
Brown's shot is off. Here's Washington now. They're on a 14-4 run. Inside. Kicks it out to Johnson. Siakam for 3. Drills it from outside.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Wizards.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Trey Johnson.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team. My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
Listen, that's a good shot for him. He just couldn't connect.
Brown with it. Sinks the three-pointer. 20 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And Washington can just let the clock run down here. And here is Johnson. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And the outcome of this one was